How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, lately, you know, I have been saying that just about everything that we will see will be in biblical proportions. And in Nebraska, they are having a major flood. And is it ironic? We go over here real quick, and it says Nebraska floods have broken records in 17 places across the state. Thank you, Father Yah. About 9 million people under flood warnings. So now it's 9 million on TV. It was 10. Can't believe everything on the news, but you can truly believe in this flood. So I got 3 videos to play for the royal family. And let's just jump right into it and see what's really going on. Oh, that's torture. Gotta listen to those sad music.
For just $269 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
From the air and on the ground, efforts are underway to ease the devastating effects of historic flooding in the Midwest. More than 10 million people are under flood warnings as rivers overflow their banks in several states, including Wisconsin, Missouri, Iowa, and South Dakota. A mix of rain and melting snow in higher elevations flooded the rivers in the region, leaving residents scrambling to evacuate as the water poured into their homes.
So this is my backyard. The entire block completely flooded.
The National Weather Service expects Nebraska will feel the brunt of it. The Platte River crested at record highs on Friday, leaving parts of Highway 75 impassable. On Saturday, sunny skies and rising water. Water turns blocked streets west of Omaha as the Platte River surrounded homes. The Nebraska State Patrol navigated flooded neighborhoods in search of stranded residents. Skies will remain clear throughout the weekend, forecasts show, but water levels are expected to continue to rise in some places over the next few days. I'm Meredith Wood reporting.
All right, my royal family. This is not no joke. And literally, my royal family, the thing that stood out to me as I'm doing my research on this stuff was that a state is disappearing. Did you hear what I'm saying? Now, last year I seen a beach disappear, and yes, they've been saying a state is disappearing. I mean, this is no joke at all. I mean, no joke. Wow. You know, a lot of the YouTubers will say things like the things we will see in these last seconds, last days, but I'm going to keep it to seconds, will be things that we have never ever seen before. And then when it comes to light, we're just as surprised as anyone else. Like, damn, that's really happening. This shit is really going on. I mean, it's like it's no life there at all. Literally, no life at all. Anyways, my royal family, let's continue on.
It's worth 1,000 words. These ones don't do the devastation in Nebraska any justice.
That's businesses, that's schools, that's homes, you name it. It's gone.
A combination of rainfall from the same bomb cyclone storm that hit Colorado, along with spring runoff from the melting snowpack, has caused historic flooding across central and eastern Nebraska.
Devastated. I mean, it's just, you know, so much for any community to take on, really.
Jamie Nalzanek spent most of her life in Colorado, but has close ties with our neighboring state.
I absolutely love Nebraska. I'm a Nebraska girl at heart.
She says that's where her heart is now.
Nebraska is known as the flyover state, so a lot of times publicity doesn't make it to that direction.
Thousands have had to leave their homes behind in the floodwaters, while others are stranded.
Several bridges, several roads are just destroyed, so there's just really no way to get things to them unless they're brought in by helicopter.
5.5 years ago, Coloradans in Boulder, Larimer, and Weld counties went through something similar.
With a lot of devastation here in Lyons and Pinewood Springs and areas of that nature. However, I mean, when you look at Nebraska as a whole, you're basically looking at over half of the state is just being washed away.
And she says they're going to need a lot of help going forward.
It would mean the world to me if people would actually, step up, even if it's just $5. I mean, that makes a difference.
Now, if you'd like to help both the Red Cross and
I wonder what made this lady think ain't nobody gonna help. They always help them folks. They gonna rebuild. We gonna dig our heels in. We gonna fight the fight and all of that. And I could be off because lately trauma. Yeah, he is trauma. Trump will outright tell you, like when he came here to the state of California and we had a major fire, and his only solution to come up is just rake over some stuff and that'll prevent the fire. So anyway, as we continue on, next video, it's a little over 7 minutes, but it gives a true depiction, and then somebody who knows the area and stuff about how bad this flood really is.
Everyone, this is Mari from GSM. In this video, I'd like to break down the flooding in Nebraska and Iowa. A few rivers have hit record levels overnight as the National Weather Service meteorologists caution that water levels will continue to rise over the next several days. Thankfully, no additional moisture is expected in the next coming days that will add to the totals, other than a low chance of snow Monday night. Overnight, the Missouri River hit a record high of 37.15 feet, surpassing the previous high of 36.73 feet in 2011. The Platte River near Lashara reached 12.23 feet, beating the last historical crest of 11.84 feet. Also early this morning, Sarpy County officials announced that residents in the Sands Trailer Court near La Platte Road and U.S. Highway 75 should seek higher ground. Deputies and fire department workers went door to door around 3:45 in the morning to ask people to evacuate. Historic flooding in Nebraska and Iowa has claimed at least one life, flooded an unknown number of towns, and has cut off communities. The worst could still be ahead. Major flooding remains possible on the Missouri, Elkhorn, and Loup rivers, said David Pearson, a hydrologist with the National Weather Service. These rising river levels mean unthinkable is possible, that 2019 could be the year that two terrible flood years, the devastating flooding in Elkhorn River in 2010 and the record-shattering flood of 2011 on the Missouri River, wrap into one. Brian Tuma, Assistant Director of the Nebraska Emergency Management Agency, said the 2011 flooding was probably one of the bigger disaster events in their history. He said, "We can safely say this event rivals it." The frightening nature of the flooding felt from one end of the state to the other became all too real Thursday night. According to emergency dispatch and Twitter reports, at least one boat with firefighters capsized as they were trying to rescue people in Dodge County near the Elkhorn River. Numerous helicopters were called to assist. 7 people were taken to the hospital, apparently suffering from hypothermia, and at least one is in critical condition, according to the 911 dispatch report. One person is known dead, and another is missing, according to Nebraska's emergency managers. At Shell Creek near Columbus, a farmer drove a tractor out to assist a motorist who was stuck in floodwaters and was swept away and died. Another person may have been swept away when the Spencer Dam collapsed. When the 91-year-old concrete structure dam failed, it washed away a popular straw bale tavern, a bait shop, half a dozen camper vehicles, and a home. A man who lived in the home was missing. At the Allen Ranch, floodwaters 4 to 5 feet deep inundated pastures and livestock pens, scattering all the cattle. The Missouri River is expected to reach record levels at Brownville, Nebraska, perhaps as soon as Friday evening. If those levels are reached, federal levees on both Iowa and Nebraska side would be overtopped, according to projections by the Weather Service. If that happens, Interstate 29 would be inundated. Additionally, high flows from farther north could again close Interstate 680 in Iowa and Interstate 29 north of Council Bluffs. What's not immediately clear is whether bridges that span the Missouri River would be inaccessible as they were in 2011. Additionally, the rising Missouri River could force a shutdown of Nebraska's only nuclear plant, Copper Nuclear Station, which is near Brownsville. The Nebraska Public Power District has been sandbagging the plant and preparing for that possibility. On Thursday, the Army Corps engineers increased flows from the Gavins Point Dam to 90,000 cubic feet per second in an effort to release floodwater coming in from the river. Those increases are more than 4 times what the Corps were discharging from the dam just a week ago. Water rescues continued in the evening Thursday as numerous riverside homes and communities took on water. Earlier in the day, about a third of Norfolk was evacuated. More than 1,000 residents were staying at the city's 5 shelters on Thursday. And like countless other communities, officials urged citizens to seek higher ground voluntarily so not to overtax local resources. I'm telling you, if you're told to evacuate, please evacuate. If you choose to stay where you're at, you're on your own, said Shane Wiedner, Norfolk's public safety director. Wiedner said that the Elkhorn River was reaching the record levels seen in 2010, and it might surpass and get worse. In Washington County, Sheriff Mike Robertson also called on people to evacuate. My advice is for anyone living along the Missouri River or along any other rivers or streams to evacuate now, Robinson said on Thursday. The city of Omaha officials say they do not expect the city to flood, but they're shoring up defenses at the city's lesser protected sewage treatment plant. The city has closed the floodgates that protect downtown. Omaha has 13 miles of flood control along the river. During the 2011 flood, the river crested at 36 feet and the levee was not breached. The latest projections are that the river will peak around 33.9 feet in Omaha, which would be well below the 2011 level. As always, we'll keep you updated. Thanks for tuning in to GSM. Please like and share.
I thought that was an excellent coverage to truly let us know what is going on. And it says here on the top, the Nebraska dam high risk of failure. So there is a nuclear plant there too as well. But this is quite historical, and but I love saying in biblical proportions. And let's not forget, we ain't hit that 90-day yet. I mean, this new year has been quite horrific, and the energy that I'm getting is that the Most High, we ain't seen anything yet. The Most High gonna really show out and let the enemy know he is not playing. He does not appreciate his royal babies being disrespected to the fullest. Just so devastating in one sense, things that happen, and it's exciting in another sense, because as we watch Babylon fall, their ending is our beginning. When you take all of that in. So anyway, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.